You ever just record a video and then notice you weren't recording the video? This is on the same day where I did an entire tutorial for a door and then it broke at the end when I built the exact same door in a different place, right? Literally, this door works here. I built it somewhere else, it broke, and then I've just recorded a video. Again, I built an entirely new thing, new design, built today, and I didn't record it. That's how this day is going. So anyway, if you looked at the title of the video, this is a 3x3 water entrance. So we flick this lever, and we've got a nice pool to sit in, so we could also have water on top of all this, so it could be in an ocean or a river. But when we pull the lever off, then this door opens and we can go down to our base and spam our note block. Then once we're done making beautiful music, we can go out again and close it all up. Obviously, you might want the lever to be a bit more hidden than this. Okay, so to build this, you're going to need this 9x8 area. And your ceiling is actually going to be 3 blocks up. And then the door is going to take up these 2 blocks in between. Now, in terms of door, where the door actually is, if I call this the front, which is the longer side, the 9 block wide one, if we go to corner, then we go 1, 2, 3 blocks across, and then we go 1, 2, 3 blocks forward. And I'll use a different block so we can see it. This is our door right here, except it's 1 block off the ground. Whoops. So that'll be where your door is. So to actually build it, you're going to need 11 sticky pistons, 7 observers, 24 building blocks, 2 target blocks, 4 note blocks, 11 redstone dust, and 7 redstone repeaters. You'll also need some water and a bunch of blocks for the door and the wall around it and the ceiling around it and whatever. So for the piston layout, if I go to what I called the front before, in the middle, 1 block up, we have a double extender like this. And then if we go to front again, we have another piston facing sideways at the double extender. And that's just, if we're in front of it, we go 2 blocks across. And that's where that is. So our input is in this bottom right corner here. And it's just a block with redstone on top. So first piston we're going to sell off is this one. And we do that with 2 note blocks. And an observer facing sideways, which by the way have nothing to do with it, but they're for something later. We do a redstone on top of that observer, then an observer facing sideways from that redstone, then a redstone in front of that, and then a target block to the side of that to make it aim at this piston. Then going to the right side, we place a block with a repeater on 4 ticks, and that goes into a redstone, and then we have another target block, so that'll set off this piston here. And then finally we have 2 observers coming out of that repeater to the side to set off this piston again. So they'll push blocks kind of like one from here to here, then from there to there, and then these 2 will get pushed here into our door. So now if we go to the right side, next to our target block, we place 3 pistons facing at the door, and these will just push 3 blocks from there to there. So one of them is already going to get set off by this target block. To set off the other ones, we do a block with a repeater on it, going into a block, then a block with redstone on the other side, and that's all those done. So for the next bit, next to this redstone, we just do a block, then a block with a repeater on top coming out of that block, into another block with a block to the side with redstone on it. Then there's a block next to that redstone, and then a piston facing at the door, and that's to push a block from here to here. So then coming out of this piston, we have an observer going into a block. Then there's a block next to that block with redstone dust on top of it. And then coming out the side the block, we do 3 blocks with redstone dust on again. Then a block with a repeater going into a block, and then a block on the other side with redstone. And then we do 3 pistons next to that redstone and repeater like this. And those will push blocks from here to here. So if I fill all those blocks in again, I'm just going to put some copper here so I can see it looks different than the other blocks. And I guess we'll fill in the ones around the outside as well like this. Then we just use a lever to activate our input redstone here. And it appears if we're at what I called the front, we go to back left, I forgot to put a block down here next to this piston. So this copper block should be in the middle, and then if I turn it off, it'll go back except for this one because we need to set off this double extender here. So we'll just put everything open, so move the block from the middle back there, and set off this double extender. We go back to our input block, we add our 2 node blocks and observer, and then we just make that go into another 2 node blocks and another observer. Then that goes into a block. Then a piston aiming sideways with an observer aiming upwards. Above this observer we do a block. Then coming out that we do a block with a 4-tick repeater on it. Then that goes into a block, and then on the other side 4-tick repeater. To the right of this we have a redstone dust, and then a repeater on 2 ticks on top of the note block. And finally to the left of this block we do a block with a redstone dust on top. And that'll do our double extender. So how this works is when you close it, this observer will get pushed to here. So as you can see, it doesn't set anything off, but when you open it again, this observer gets moved back and then it will set the double extender off, like so. So now we've got a fully working door. Now to make it hidden in water, you just put some walls in, like this. Then you can destroy the bottom and go down to your secret layer, which for me is just some glass. And obviously just cover the top, like so. And then if we close our door, we can put our water on top. And if you're really committed, you could also have some more water around it, like if it was in an ocean. So we'll just put some more water down. And then when we flick our lever, it opens up and we can go to our secret glass under some water. Amazing. And when you're done, obviously go back up. And close your base up and no one will ever know. I have been Untitled. See you in the next one and hopefully it goes better.